Eureka Park is always a big deal, particularly interesting for you guys. This year, over 500 companies. I know you haven't been there yet, but those startups are really motoring at the moment. What does that mean in terms of the supply chain and the help they need?
That's a tough question. I haven't been there, but I have a bunch of meetings set up there for tomorrow. And so I've been talking to a number of the companies that are over there. What does it mean for the supply chain? You know, one of the things that I am most struck by is you go meet some of these startups, and a bunch of them have some really interesting technology, some really interesting products, and you can see they're getting a lot of traction here from the show. There are people that want to have these on retail stores and things like that. But there are the companies that have thought this out and know how to do that and go, I know how I'm going to put this in a big box. I know how I'm going to go to retail. I know what my go-to-market strategy is. And then there are the guys that, there are 3 guys with a lab that have built 4 of them and have given it no thought. And I think that's a huge opportunity. I think contract manufacturing has made innovation available to smaller and smaller companies. 15, 20 years ago when you were running around on Sand Hill Road looking for investment money, you said, look, I need $3 million for this product and I need $2 million to start up my manufacturing. Today, if you go to Sand Hill Road and go, I need a couple $1 million to start up manufacturing, you'll get thrown out of the country, right? But it's interesting, we're going to see some of the best products at this show fail because they don't know how to get a quality, high volume product to market. Yeah. And we're going to see some of the less dramatic products be commercially successful because they recognize that innovation without implementation is just experimentation. Yeah. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out.
And how important is the speed of that implementation? To me, getting into the market from where they are in Eureka Park quickly seems really important. How can you actually accelerate that process?
Well, you can really do some stuff where you are simultaneously engineering things. You're designing, people have talked for years about design for manufacturability. That is a relatively small problem. It's a problem that has to do with cost a little bit, quality a little bit, and scale a little bit. But really you want to design for the supply chain. You want to design for the user experience. You want to design for the repairability. There are all these different things other than how easy it can be manufactured. So if you group manufacturability into all of these things, design for supply chain, et cetera, kind of DFX, if you will, instead of DFM, it's pretty important. In terms of the speed, I remember, 2 years ago when Oculus Rift announced, their new product and their big buyout. And I see that a lot of people here are using their headsets, but I also see that Samsung and a number of other people have got these virtual reality headsets. If those guys would have been on time with the first product, they would have captured an awful lot more market share. So a lot of it is, what does the product do? Is there a competing product? Is there a substitution effect? Or if it's something brand new, you can afford to go a little bit slower, but that's always risky.